Now we have created the additional constructor inside the record class. Along with the canonical constructor, we have created a custom constructor, which is an additional constructor that we have. Now, how to use this constructor into the execution process? So that's which we are going to see right now. So let's go straight into the email processing. This code we are well aware, which we were using it for email processing. Now, what exactly happened here is we created an email record object with the help of the canonical constructor that exists by default. So as you can notice here, we have passed the value for all the 5 fields that's part of the email record class. This creation of instance is with the help of canonical constructor, and the canonical constructor is actually having the actual number of fields that are part of this email record. If there are 10 fields, then probably the canonical constructor have to carry the 10 fields as a parameter. So as we have the 5 parameters for the email record, we are enforced to pass all the 5 parameters value into the call of the canonical constructor at the time of creating an instance for the record. So now what we have done is, along with the canonical constructor, we have created an additional constructor, and that additional constructor is not going to carry all the 5 parameters. Rather, it's going to carry only 4 parameters, because we have kept, as per the use case, the mail CC to be optional. So when it is optional, then we don't need to pass the value to the mail CC. In that situation, we are not able to call the canonical constructor, because the canonical constructor carries 5 arguments, wherein the additional constructor that we have created carries only 4 arguments. But if you notice keenly here, we have this canonical constructor still in place. It works intact. There is no problem. That means the canonical constructor which we have created inside the record, means the system which creates automatically the canonical constructor, is not getting overwritten. We are not overriding the canonical constructor into an additional constructor. Rather, it is just an added constructor along with the canonical constructor. So still we have the scope for making use of the canonical constructor by passing all the 5 parameters. If in case you want to pass only the 4 and keep the mail CC field to be an optional, then literally we can remove the mail CC out. And once we remove the mail CC out, this is nowhere going to L at us. The compiler is not going to L at us. So right now, if you notice there, we are only passing the 4 parameters, but still it works intact. How come it is happening is because this style of creating an instance for the record class is depending on the additional constructor that we have created inside the record along with the canonical constructor. So let's go ahead and see what would be the output of the mail CC. So we are printing the email record object along with the toString. So let's go ahead and execute this once. And if you notice here, we have a mail to which starts with 2abc@gmail.com. But if you notice here, the mail CC is actually empty. The reason mail CC is empty is because we are not passing the mail CC value to the mail CC field. Rather, we kept that optional, and it takes no value to it. It's an empty value, but it takes the value for other fields like mail from, subject, and the body has been taken based on the values that we have passed to this style of additional constructor that is getting invoked at the time of creating an instance. So at this scenario, we can either pass a 5 parameter value to the call of the constructor, or we can pass the 4 parameter value to the call of the constructor. But based on the number of parameters that we are passing, this will invoke the respective constructor. Like if it's a 5, then it's going to invoke the canonical constructor. If it's going to be 4, then it's going to invoke only the additional constructor that we have created explicitly inside the record. So if we go back to the record class, and if you notice that we have this additional constructor in place which takes the 4 parameter, that's the one which got invoked right now. But Along with this, we also have the additional constructor in place. So these are the features that we can make use of it when a record is going to be used in our applications, where we have some customizations to be done. We need to keep some fields optional from passing during the call of a constructor. Then literally we can make use of having an additional constructor. Now we also have one more additional features or an advanced features for the record that is called as a compact constructor. We can also create a compact constructor, but that compact constructor is not going to be the style of this additional constructor. That's going to be quite different from the additional constructor. Let's go and explore that in the next video.